Welcome to the Jill Sinclair Show, bringing you real conversations about business and life to help you to overcome your success blockers. Now, as always, remember to subscribe, rate, and review on whatever platform you're listening or watching this. And if you happen to be on Apple, smash me a big old 5. Now, look me up on Instagram, Ms. Jill Sinclair. Drop me a line, drop me a DM, and give me your questions. Whatever questions you have, I want to be able to address because this show is all for you. Now, I've been, again, my inbox has been flooded with people saying that they're having struggles with their self-confidence. They don't know how to develop more self-confidence, and they don't know, what to tap into to get there. So here's what you need to understand first is let's look at where did that come from in the first place? Who told you that you're not good enough? Who told you that you're not enough? Who told you that you can't do something? Who told you you can't be something? And let's look at that for what it is. It was someone somewhere in your life, and somehow you chose to believe them. You chose to take on their insecurities. You chose to take on their inability to see you for who you truly are. So once we look at where this is stemmed from, stop that right there, nip that in the butt, then we have to start looking at who are we? Who are we individually? How can we start to really show ourselves what our worth is? So what I want you to do right now is grab a paper wherever you are. Well, if you're driving, please do not grab a paper. But what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and start to write down things of who you believe yourself to be in a positive way. So this is where I want you to just to get in that head of yours and just disseminate all those negative thoughts and things, and start to write down all the good things. And here's what's interesting. If I asked you to write down bad things or things that are challenging or things that you don't think you're good at, your list would be unending. It would be like the wheels on the bus go round and round, and it would keep on going. But when I'm asking you to write down what is good about you, what you're proud of, who you are in your soul, a lot of people have a challenge with that. So the first thing to do is start to own that, start to recognize those things. So myself, what am I? I'm kind. I am. Do I have some challenges? Sometimes abso-freaking-lutely, but overall, in every situation in life, I look to be as kind as I can. Now, sometimes I'm getting hangry. Sometimes I'm going to be, there's going to be some unjust that's happening that I'm going to stand up and fight for. But the whole round vibe of Jill Sinclair is she is kind. She gets shit done. She believes in other people. She wants to change the world. All of these things, writing down about who I am, that doesn't mean I'm egotistical. It means I understand what my worth is. And it's interesting, I was on a call with some university students the other day, helping them with an interview about entrepreneurs. And they started to ask, what are the traits of a good leader? And I said, well, one of the traits of a good leader is the lack of ego. And this young man, English is his second language, and he's like, well, can you explain a little bit more what that means, Jill? And I said, ego in my mind is someone who has just an inflated thought of who they are, and they become conceited in that thought. Whereas when you have great self-confidence, it means you know what you're good at. Here's something I want you to think about. If I was a plumber, what would I say? If you phoned me and you wanted to hire me to come unplug your toilet, I'd say, I'm the best damn plumber there is. I know how to unplug every freaking toilet on the planet. Now, is that saying that I'm conceited and I'm full of ego? No, I'm just owning what I do. So for me, being a business coach, executive coach, speaker, author, when I say I will change your life, is that me being conceited? No, because that's what I do for a living. I change people's lives for a living. And if I don't own that, well, then I'm not stepping into my power. I'm not stepping into my confidence. I'm not really being who I'm meant to be. So this is where I want you to get out of your head and think that you're being conceited if you're starting to write down the things that you're good at. You're not. You're finally embracing them. You're finally owning them. You're finally realizing your true value. So again, don't stop this at, 1, 2, 3 things. Keep on in your mind. Keep this notepad close to you today and maybe even tomorrow into the weekend, or whatever day you're listening to this on. What I want you to do is start to continue to write this down. So when something else comes to your mind, maybe you're really stylish and you inspire other people to step it up a notch. Speaking of stylish, if you're seeing this on YouTube, This is from Tyrek Barkley. This is amazing. This lapel pin is a skull. But again, when you're taking pride in what you look like, are you helping others to take pride in what they look like? When you're a good orator, when you're a good speaker, do you inspire others to do the same? Are you someone who steps more in the background, yet you're super supportive of your friends, you're super encouraging, and you're always ready to pull up your bootstraps and help others? Who are you? Now, I also want you to think of, what would other people say you are? What, in a good way. Now, I want you to go into your head and think about your good friends or your good family members, people that are positive in your life. What would they say you're all about? Who would they say you are? It's interesting, when I'm doing all my mentoring with these amazing young people, oftentimes they're sitting in the background, and when I start to recognize them for who they are and who I see them being, and I share that, for instance, one young man was very, very shy at the very beginning, and he was not very confident, and now I've been mentoring with him in a group setting for probably, I think, about 3 months now, and he's starting to come out of his shell. But guess what? I'm tapping him on the shoulder and pulling that out of him. And he gave me a review the other day, and he said, Jill, oh my God, because I gave them a questionnaire to say, hey, how am I doing? Because I need to know that if I'm helping you, or if there's things that you need to change, or if I need to change, how can I be a better mentor to you? And he said, Jill, I never would have thought I could come out of my shell like I did, but you asked me to. You pulled it out of me. You pulled me into your agreement. And let me tell you something. That is the most rewarding thing that ever happens in my life, is that I touch someone's heart. I touch their soul. I touch their mind. And I change their lives for the better. Now, is he going to be someone that's going to stand on stage and whip it and blah, 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 like Jill Sinclair? No. But what he's going to do is he's going to be in the background supporting others and being the leader the way he knows how to lead. So again, what I want you to do is think about who you are, but also who does someone else that you admire that's in your life, who would they say you are? So with this young man that I tapped on the shoulder, when I said to him in front of everyone, I said to him, I think it was about 2 months into our mentorship, and I said, hey, did you know that you're a leader? Did you know that you approach life without ego? You approach life with humility, and you approach life with such a servant heart that you are the perfect leader. And he was so he blushed, and he's like, oh my gosh. I said, I need you to sit in a minute with that. I need you to sit and listen and hear that and own that and feel that, because that's who you are to me. That's who I see you to be. I just got shivers. Woo! Truth bumps is what I call them. So someone in your life, get a mentor, get someone in your life, and let them share who they believe you to be, who you show up, and who they see you becoming. Because I'll tell you what, when someone in your life that you admire can see greater things in you, that just makes you want to become greater. That just makes you want to do more. That makes you want to step into your brilliance. So for self-confidence, what you have to do is start putting your hand up. You got to start putting that hand up. You have to start stepping forward. You have to start doing things that are uncomfortable for you. So again, back to this young man, when I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, hey, you know what? I'd like you to present to our group. What do you think about that? And he's like, oh, and he was so nervous. And he said, Jill, yeah, that would be amazing if I could present. So I did some coaching behind the scenes with him. I helped him out. I kind of gave him some pointers of what to do. I will tell you what, he smashed it. He smashed it out of the park. Like, it was amazing. He stood up for his presentation like I do when I'm presenting, even though it's on Zoom. He stood up for his presentation. It was engaging. It was out there. Guess what? The people in his life before hadn't ever taken the time to see his leadership potential. They'd never taken the time to tap his leadership potential. But when we as adults take the time to tap that in one another and take the care to see the brilliance in other people, well, we let them shine with us. We let them shine together with us. Oh my gosh, so for him, he never knew that he had that leadership capability. He never knew he was able to speak in front of others eloquently and engaging, and he was funny, and he just had such a brilliant time. But until we look at ourselves sometimes through other people's eyes, as much as I say, you know what, someone else's opinion of me is none of my business, for this exercise, I do want you to ask some people that you admire, you know, who are you to them? Who do they see you to be? Because they're going to see you in a different lens, and they're going to see you in a greater lens, I promise you, than you do, because they're going to see you at such a different place. And again, we're in this together. We're in this world together, and we need to really work with one another on how do we lift one another up. Because tell you what, there's shitty people in this world. I've shared a couple stories in the past. There's still going to be shitty people in this world. And we just have to, silence them in not a violent way, but just silence them, get them out of our heads, shake them off, dust that shit off, flush it down. But the positive people is who I want you to surround yourself with. Who are those people that can help you to build that confidence? Remember, what confidence is simply stepping forward. It's simply putting your hand up, because the more you do that, the more confident you'll become. Now, it's interesting. We just wrapped up Head Start with Jill, where the winner got free rent for a year, a car, fitness trainer, personal trainer, a wardrobe, as well as business coaching with me, and a stylist, so much more. And they all got this. All they had to do was step up. All they had to do was put together a 3-minute video saying who they are and what lights them up. Actually, I think it was a 2-minute video, let's be clear here. But what lights them up. And that was the first step for them to be recognized for, hey, you know what? We see something in this person. And the winner is Emily Nold. And she's an amazing young lady who's already made so many changes to her circle, to her environment, to her community. And I cannot wait to work with her and also help her to step into her continued brilliance. And all the other young people that were a part of this. One young man who you would not think that had the challenge with self-confidence, he emailed me and he said, Jill, you know what? This was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I was so intimidated to do this, to come before the top 10 judges panel, which was myself, Vincenzo Guzzo, Roger Malad, Alicia Patterson, as well as Jay Demerit. And he said he was so intimidated. But guess what? He still did it. He still put his hand up. He still said, yes, pick me, choose me. I want to be in this. I want to bring up my confidence. And so now what I'm doing is I'm putting together a group of young people, and another group, good Lord, it's amazing because this community keeps on getting bigger, this Head Start community. I'm here to help you, give you a head start in life. So it's going to be a Head Start mentorship program. And these young people are so excited to say, wow, there's something more than I can do in life. There's someone that will hold me accountable. There's someone that will help me, encourage me, and also give me the kick in the pants when I need it. There's someone that can help me to put my hand up and nudge me and say, hey, I see something greater in you. So I hope you've heard this message of hope, help, purpose, and opportunity. I hope you've heard this message to say that you are greater than what you know. You are greater than what you've experienced. You're greater than what your limited mind has shown you so far. I am so excited to continue to bring a message of hope and help to humanity. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. And I'm here for you. So any other questions you have, please remember to look me up on Instagram, Ms. Jill Sinclair. DM me some questions there. I'm on Clubhouse, Jill Sinclair. Always available for you. Go to jillsinclair.com, any other questions you might have. And as always, remember to subscribe, rate, and review on whatever platform you're on, because the Jill Sinclair Show is for you.